Well, we made it. 1,000 subscribers. I can hardly believe it myself. And it's been a long road. I think it's probably been 15 months or so since I started working on this very truck sitting behind me. And I could not have gotten this far without my wonderful subscribers. They've been a big motivation for me to keep going. They've been very helpful in the comments, giving me suggestions on things. There's a lot of people out there that who've got a tremendous amount of knowledge, and coming through YouTube to me is just fantastic. So I appreciate each and every one of you. That's been a big help because I don't really know what I'm doing anyways. I'm a backyard mechanic. I'm learning mostly from YouTube these days because I have no friends. I'm just too dangerous to be around. I've had help from fellow YouTubers also giving me advice and offers of help. Folks dropping by and giving me advice and offering me some used parts that they've got sitting in their garage. It's just been wonderful. However, I cannot rest on my laurels. I've got way too many projects on the go, as usual. The weather is changing quick. We've already had frost. Snow is on the way, and I kind of promised I would get this thing at least moving before we had snow. And that's not looking so good. So I think we better get in the garage today and get some more work done on this panel truck because it's got to get moving. I need to get all these projects sorted out because winter's coming and we had 6 feet of snow last year, and car shuffling in the snow is not my thing. So my strategy is get this thing at least moving under its own power, then we can move it in or out or into some other shelter and pull another project in the shop here for the winter. That's the strategy. So let's get in the shop here and get some more work done on this old panel truck. The next job is going to be putting the distributor back in. The original distributor for this truck would have been one with breaker points in it, which is pretty small. But this is not the original motor. This is a 305 from Camaro, maybe 90s, early 90s, something like that. Anyways, it has the electronic ignition, GM electronic ignition, which is great. Delco Remy, pretty reliable system. And I want to keep that with this motor because it works good and it gives a really good spark and never have to adjust it. What I don't know is will it fit without hitting the firewall, because this is quite a bit bigger, but I'm hopeful. So let's see if we can get that in there. I'm hoping this fits because otherwise I would have to buy another distributor, the stock one with breaker points, which is, yeah, a lot smaller, but if this goes in, I'll be very happy. And it does go in. It's not all the way down. It's not into the oil pump yet, but if I can get the cap on the way it is, then I know it's going to go down another 1/4 inch, then we're good. So, yeah. Oh, there it is. Now it's all the way down. That's perfect. Let's get the cap, try that. And if this goes on without any interference, then we'll be perfect. How's that go? Okay, there it is. Just like that. I can just get my fingers in there. So let's try a wire in there, see if that rubs. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, found the wires. Let's see if that goes on without hitting the firewall. Which end? Switch. I don't know. Guess it doesn't really matter for now. Okay, we got maybe 3/8 of an inch of clearance to the firewall. That's fine. That's going to be no problem. So that's perfect. So this is actually going to work. So next, I got to get this timed properly. So I'll have to take the valve cover off and figure that all out, and then we can install this permanently. Now that we know that this distributor is going to work for us in this setup, we have the proper amount of clearance on the back. We need to take it back out and time it to this engine, in particular to the #1 cylinder on top dead center of the compression stroke. So the way I've been shown how to do that in the past, which seems to work okay, and we'll just pull this out because we know it's not right. And we'll take off this valve cover here, which I've already loosened. And so what we want is both valves closed on the compression stroke, top dead center. So the way we can tell is, we'll see if the exhaust valve is closed, and we see it isn't. It's starting to open. So we'll go through the motion here, turning the crank by the crank bolt, and we see the exhaust valve is closed now. Now we'll watch for the intake valve, and it's opening. And when it starts to come back around and close again, then we know we're on the compression top dead center, where we would expect the ignition to fire the spark plug if all was going well. And our timing mark should line up close to 0. So we'll wait for that to happen. We can see none of these are moving. These two valves are closed. So we should be coming around to 0. And there it is, more or less. You can see that white mark possibly. Both valves are closed. We're on compression stroke, top dead center, ready to fire. Now we'll just stick that distributor back in there. Now the only issue we are going to have, usually, is that the oil pump doesn't line up with the tang on here. So all you got to do is just toss it in there. Don't worry about that part of it just yet. And we basically want the rotor to be pointing at number 1 cylinder because we want it to fire now. So we're pretty close right there, actually. Let's try it 1 tooth back. No, 1 tooth forward. That's almost right on, but the distributor hasn't dropped down yet into the oil pump. So when it does that, this is going to spin a little bit further. And it might be past, and we won't know until it drops down. So what we'll do is we'll give this a little spin and see whether or not, because it will drop down momentarily, no doubt. Once we spin this, there it goes. So now we've gone past our mark again. So we'll keep going right around. We'll do the same procedure. We see the exhaust valve starting to close. So that's what we're looking for. And we see the intake valve opening. So we're on the intake stroke, and now it's starting to close. So we're coming up to the compression, top dead center, and we'll see where our timing mark is. Both of these valves are closed, and our mark should come around while they're closed. There it comes now. That's pretty close. And as you can see, we're pretty much on the same mark, but our rotor is pointing in the wrong direction. It should be pointing right over here. So we're off 1 tooth. So we were actually correct at the beginning. So now we'll just put that right dead on. I'm going to pull the distributor back out, and we'll go back 1 tooth like we originally had it, right there. And now, of course, it's not meshed into the oil pump. So we'll spin the crankshaft again. We'll come right back around again. And this is going to drop down momentarily again because it's going to seat into the oil pump. There it goes. So we'll go right back around and double check it. There goes the exhaust valve opening. And now it's closing. Intake is opening. And now it's starting to close. And it's pretty much closed, and we're coming close to our timing mark. Both valves closed on this cylinder. In the compression top dead center, right about there. Just a touch more. I don't know if you can see that timing mark there. And now we are pretty much pointing in the direction of number 1 cylinder, give or take. So when you start this up and it's shooting flames, your timing's probably out a tooth or so, and you can always just adjust that easily. Anyways, so that's going to take care of that. We're pretty sure we're close, and we can do the fine tuning once we start this engine up. So we're going to put the valve cover back on, and we're going to move on to the exhaust system. Just when you think you're finished, you're not. I just realized that I did not put the gasket on the distributor. So we're going to have to pull this back out and put the gasket on before we can finally clamp this thing down. So let's get that done before I forget again. It should just pop out, shouldn't be an issue. If I'm lucky, it just drops back in the same position. And let's get the gasket. So I picked this up locally, Coldwater Auto Parts, which is actually just about 2 miles down the road from me. So I try to shop local whenever I can. And they ordered this. It was a special order, but I got it like the very next day, $2.99. And it is a Fel Pro, and you can see the number there, 70194, distributor gasket. And we all are familiar with Fel Pro. It's a famous name. Let's have a look at it. Okay. Oh, it doesn't look bad. It's fairly thick. It's blue. It's a distributor gasket. And where is it made? Well, let's have a look. Oh, made in United States. Well done, United States. Keep up the good work. Okay, let's see what that looks like when it goes on here. And it does go on very nicely. It's a perfect fit. Okay, so we can get this back in. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to turn the crank to get that to drop down. There it goes. That looks pretty good. We're within a tooth anyways, so yeah, that's not bad. $2.99. That's Canadian, of course. And they're not a sponsor. They are just a very good supplier. They've always treated me well. So, and I will continue to shop local whenever possible. Oh, don't forget the distributor hold down clamp and bolt. Now I don't know why I don't have one for this one. I must have lost it. So I did order one off of Amazon because we're on speaking terms again. I'm not banned from Amazon anymore, let's put it that way. So it's chrome plated. This was the cheapest one actually. I think it was like $6, $8, something like that. Came with a bolt. Chrome plated, but if I look at the back, it is cast steel, which I'm not used to. But I'm thinking that's not going to have a lot of give to it. So I can't reef that down because it will probably crack. But, you know, you don't need to reef it down. Looks good. All right. Put that cap back on there for now. Keep the dirt out. All right, now we can finally move on to the exhaust system. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you putting up with me. I don't think some of this stuff is a little bit boring and slow, but got to do the dirty work too. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Come on down, hobo. That's it. That's a good cat.